everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate if you jump on here live on this Monday evening. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Happy Monday to everyone. Good evening, Kevron. Glad to have you here. As always, Kevron, every day is a good day to be a Clemson Tiger fan. And I hope and I trust that everybody had a fantastic weekend. I did, but busy. As always, wrestling on Saturday, wrestling on Sunday, so busy weekend. As always, if you believe all the stuff coming out in the world of college football today, with the whole Texas Tech saga, which I've already done videos on, probably going to have to do at least one more because it seems like every day there's something new coming out. Now it looks like, according to the stuff coming out today, that Texas Tech, more than likely, Brendan Sorsby is going to be suspended for the year, which basically would end his collegiate career because he is a senior. He has to go next year and get another year added, which a lot of players, get that year, but pretty much the whole world hates him now. I'm not sure that would work, but he could try. If he does get suspended for the year, it pretty much ends his collegiate football career, and Texas Tech may end up getting kicked out of the Big 12 championship game. Maybe we'll get more on that in the next couple of days. But like I said, did a couple videos on it already, but it's just like every day there's more info coming out. And every time you talk about it and you think you're caught up on it, you look and realize, oh crap, well, something else came out. This may end up being a month-long court case on Court TV coming up here in the next few weeks. But tonight I want to talk about the Florida Gators because we continue counting the 2026 college football season. We've already did preseason for Miami, Florida State, LSU, Ohio State, Penn State, and that might be it. So I figured tonight we do the Florida Gators because I got to looking, and John Sumrall, of course, he's only been coached for a few years, but he's never, ever had a season where he won less than 9 games. So I figured, why not look at Florida's schedule and see if he might could win 9 games this year in his first year at Florida. We know that Buster Faulkner is now their offensive coordinator, coming over from Georgia. And Georgia Tech quarterback Aaron Philo looks like, at least to start the season, will be the starting quarterback. But, of course, they'll have 9 conference games and 3 games. They open up with 2 of their 3 conference games to start the season. Florida Atlantic on the September, and then they'll play the Camels on September the 12th. Then they start conference play on the 19th against Auburn. And then the 26th of September, they play Ole Miss. Open up October on the 3rd against Missouri. October the 10th, South Carolina. And October 17th, Texas. And as always, they're off the Saturday before Halloween. They're off that same Saturday every year because they always play Georgia Halloween weekend, which Halloween Saturday is actually. But Florida and Georgia always play Halloween weekend, so both teams off the week before that game. So they get their bye week in week 8, and then week 9 they play Georgia on Halloween. November the 7th, Oklahoma. The 14th of November, Kentucky. The 21st of November, Vanderbilt. Then they wrap up the regular season on a Friday, the 27th of November, against their arch rival, Florida State. Now, I've got them going 3-0 out of conference. Florida Atlantic and Campbell shouldn't be competition. If either one of those games is competitive, it might be a pretty good sign that it's going to be a long year in Gainesville. But Florida Atlantic and Campbell shouldn't be very hard. So they open up the season playing a bunch of animals. You got the Owls in week 1 and the Camels in week 2. And then I think the Florida State game will be competitive. I think Florida State's going to have a really good defense. I just don't know if Florida State can score. So I'll give Florida. Hey there. I'm going to hope that's Elazar. If I pronounced that wrong, I apologize, but glad to have you here. If you are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. And tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. And make sure you share the video on all social media platforms and click that bell so you'll be notified whenever I go live. Now, as far as conference play goes, I think Auburn is winnable. I think Missouri is winnable. I think South Carolina is winnable. And I think Vanderbilt is winnable. But I don't see them beating Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, or Oklahoma. So I'll give them wins against Auburn, Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. And conference loss to Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, and Oklahoma. So that would put Florida at 5-4 in the SEC and 8-4 overall. But they've been so bad the last couple of years that if they go 8-4, they'll probably be pretty static as long as they improve on that. Next year, 8-4 for John Summerall in year 1 would be good enough, but in year 2, the fans would not be happy. But I just think Ole Miss is better. I think Texas is better. I think Georgia is better. And I think Oklahoma is better. So give me the Florida Gators going 5-4 in the SEC, 8-4 overall in John Summerall's first year as their head coach. Any thoughts on any of this? Please feel free to let me know. I know they got the bye week right there in the middle, but you're talking about Game 7, Texas, Game 8, Georgia, and Game 9, Oklahoma. That's a pretty rough 3-game stretch, and I see them losing all 3 of those games. But if they can win one of those 3, they may end up having a pretty doggone good season. But that's a rough stretch right there for the middle of October on into early November because of the bye week. But you're talking about Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma. 3 straight games over a 4-week period. That's a rough stretch right there. Well, let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. My dad is a salesman for a company that makes prosthetic limbs for children. So he's a small arms dealer. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.